Good evening, speed gaming fans. This is the 2019 Final Fantasy Spring Tournament, and this is the best of 8 round. We have on your left Spellzapp, the upstart if you want to call him, against the dragon himself, TristalMTG. Now, in the broadcast booth, I am joined by the suitcase himself, the Hangry Canuck. Canuck, say hello to our fans out there.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's going to be one heck of a match, so I hope you guys are prepared.
You are so right. If Game 1 were to say anything about it, with one misstep, Tristal had forgotten about the Oasis at a vendor shop and what was there? The floater. So that cost him Game 1. He's definitely not going to forget it this round, and he's going to be looking for payback for sure. We are also joined in the booth by Danny3883. She's doing the tracking tonight. She's the all-star. And our captain, as you can see, is the black belt. Our first mate is the red mage. The poor person walking the plank was the white mage. So, Canuck, why don't you kind of go over what you would expect off of the black belt on this kind of race?
I expect the black belt to be taking a nap pretty quickly, if the black magic is any good whatsoever, and I think we're going to see some three-man parties.
I would have to agree with you on that one. The black belt's probably going to be taking a dirt nap. I mean, it's unfortunate, but the experience behind it just takes way too long to grind them up to a decent level.
Yeah, the only time you'd ever see a black belt in these flags is if your fighter gets banned. Then black belt strats would be the way to go, but as long as you got a fighter and some magic, black belt is pretty much just a waste of time.
The racers have been unleashed. They have been released from their cages. They're about to take off here in about 5 seconds. Well, at least on our end they're going to be, and you guys will be able to see them about 10 seconds showing up. But this is going to be...
I can really see slowing them down is if the white magic is good at level 1. Like if Life 2 and those things are there that the red mage can't learn, I think that'd be the only thing that would slow these parties down at the moment.
And even finding an early iron nunchucks is pretty decent too, because the black belt does decent damage with iron nunchucks and it lasts them for a little while. I know it seems crazy to use it, but a little extra damage if magic is bad is very helpful, and the runners are off at exactly the same time.
White magic first, we have Life, Antlet, Harm 2, and Fog. Black magic, we have Sleep 2, Saber, Slow 2, and Hole. Wow, this could be a black belt seed.
Alright, so Hold, decent. Saber, if you get a decent weapon, that red mage can kill Garland decently. Saber for 250. A small dagger for 1 gold.
Hey man, I took down Carrie with a silver dagger and a black mage. Anything's possible with a fighter.
Right you are, suitcase.
Cabins are kind of expensive, but it's good to have 1 or 2 before going to ordeals, just in case you find a good hero run, and then you can check all the chests all at once.
We got Demon Frog in chat, already calling out the Saber and Dagger. I think that's going to be possible, and Spellzapp's already making his way to Temple Fiends. First look at Imps. Do they have any spells? No, it doesn't look like it.
Spellzapp using that cabin immediately before entering. Don't look like he reset, though. He's probably going to try to find that sweet spot in the encounter table for the run.
Nice bit of money in that bottom left chest. That's great. Dang on the top left is poisoned. So he's going to be wiped out of existence here, or taking a dirt nap very shortly, for sure. Unrunnable Ghoul.
If these ghouls have anything semi-bad, this could be rough as well, because the only thing he's got is a fighter to attack with at the moment. And if Tristal loses his fighter, well, just happened. That's going to make beating Garland pretty tough.
It will be. He does have Saber, though. Ooh, loose adamant in Temple of Fiends. We could definitely see these runners going left first with that adamant fight. And Tristal's in trouble here. Harm 2 is able to save the day.
I would think the only way you'd see them go west first is if the king or princess would give up, say, the crown or the TNT or something. For just one item, I think it's still worth making the Matoya and provoking.
This could take a while Tristal gets his adamant. Hold comes off, that's great. Saber for 24. I think he actually put the Iron Staff. Spellzapp put Iron Staff. Unfortunately, a wipe for Tristal did not get the hold off. Garland killed his red mage. Spellzapp is through.
Now here's the dilemma. King gives us the crown and the ship. Well, dilemma's off now.
So we got two things going left, but we have the ship. We don't have any spells, so sea could be very treacherous. Cabins are 149. Bones have trance to make things more interesting, but Tristal's able to get through. He's going to pick up his adamant again.
You'd almost have to go to Provoca in this case to see if there's not maybe level 2 magic there or something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can even go to Elflin if you want first, too. I mean, yeah, you make your decision and you hope for level 2. You can go to Melman, too. You have all these cities.
So what would you hang your hat on right now with a ship and a crown?
I would do what Spellzapp's doing. Look around for magic, because you can't kill the king. You can't you can't take on the kindly old king that tries to kill you. So, yeah, I think looking around for items at this point is going to be the best bet.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You need spells or at least a better weapon for your fighter if you plan on making any ground right now.
Tristal's through, gets his crown and ship. Now he's going to be sailing the high seas with a fancy crown on his head.
Matoya had some money and little else, so... See if Spellzapp decides to take the walk to Provoca, or will he hop in his ship?
He used a lot of that for cabins. I think he's got 20 plus cabins, so... And Tristal buys silver armor. So his fighter and red mage are going to be rocking out decent equipment there.
Yeah, Spellzapp bought a lot of camping equipment as well as heals and stuff instead of armor and weapons, so he could save and manipulate the encounter table. I think Tristal more picked off the armor and stuff.
And a Demon Frog in chat, welcome. We also have Paradoxus, and we've got Z-Man in here. But for Demon Frog, the Adamant Tournament is very, very tempting. I have to agree with him on that. But Provoca is Provoca, so this is good news.
Good news, but Spellzapp doesn't have a lot of cash, so... Oh, maybe he does to Matoya. Ooh, Lightning 2, a sweeper. Brack, Temper. Wow, that's a pretty loaded number 2.
That is a very loaded. And he didn't even look at the white magic. So if he buys it all for his red mage and Fade, but it looks like he was smart enough. He held off. Wall, Fog 2, decent spell.
Wall would really be the only thing you'd be able to use out of that one, really. But now at least he's got a sweeper spell for the pirates, so this will make this a lot easier.
Now these are unsafe pirates, as Tristal's raiding Matoya's cave. What does that mean? Well, these little pirates here are usually really easy to defeat, but they can have spells or skills, so they can be dangerous. Thankfully, though, they didn't have any.
I think they had thunder. Oh, a tail.
Now, for the tail pickup, for anybody who doesn't know with this, there are shuffled NPCs, or has a chance to be shuffled NPCs. Bahamut, who's usually floater locked, could end up in Elflin Castle or in Melman. So we'll find out when Spellzapp goes to Elflin or the new Melman.
So it looks like they're pretty well set up now. They got a good sweeper spell, they got some good weapons and armor, so TristalMTG's black belt is still upright, so I don't know if that's planned or just he hasn't had a chance to kill him yet.
And Spellzapp didn't see this. Cremate on pirates. Spellzapp got the early initiative, turn order if you want to call it, and was able to kill the pirates quickly. Tristal did the smart thing, saved before taking on the pirates. Didn't have to reset all of his progress.
Looks like Spellzapp is going to turn that adamant in, while Tristal's hoping to get good turn order here on these pirates.
And it's hard. There's 9 of them, and there's only 2 of you that have cast. There we go. Now we got the turn order. He's going to get his tail now.
A little bit of camping equipment and the dwarfs, and we're about to see what the adamant turns into. A herb. So, like you were alluding to earlier with shuffled NPCs, that elf doctor could be airship locked at the moment, because he would be up in Behemoth's place. So that herb might be not turned in for a while.
It's true, but the good news is either way, you should have access to turn in one of those, either the tail or the herb at this point, unless it's extremely unlucky.
Spellzapp going after Astos without saving. There's the floater. Well, everything we just said is mute now.
Well, yeah, but he's got a... Oh, wow, that is a weak Astos. Okay, we'll take it. Spellzapp will be in the air probably in the next 3 to 4 minutes here.
Looks like Astos forgot to eat his Weetabix today.
I mean, that was the one thing I was worried about. I'm like, Lightning 2's nice, but, you know, he could have decent HP, decent spells, and, you know, it'd be kind of a blocker at this low levels, but so much for that idea.
See what Tristal decides to do now that he's got his boat. Spellzapp's heading back for his boat. We can only know he's going to head for Elfland next.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do the airship. Wait, where's he going?
Well, without the canoe, he can't go the Elfland route to get to the airship, so he has to take the sea. Okay, I have Tristal turning into Herb right now.
Elflin is Elflin. And it's Bahamut.
So, class change 10 minutes in.
You know, and that's really big for many things, for the pure fact that that knight now, when he goes to Corneria, can learn that life spell. And once he hits level 15, he'll be able to cast life and save any wipes.
Yeah, because class changing before you hit level 15, the knight and thief will become the fighter and ninja, or knight and ninja, actually start learning spells at 15. If you class change after 15, you have to wait till level 21 till they get their first spell.
Life 2 is learnable by the red wizard, or the red mage, and the knight. So we have lots of charges of life, a wipe, the protection, when we get into the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
So when did Tristal make the nice statue?
Actually, just when he got off that ship heading to, when he got off the ship heading to Elfland, Gerwolves had glance.
Sharks have anti-fire.
I mean, they're already sea monsters, but apparently they were really afraid of that fire damage.
That seems legit. And we have Melman. It's funny. Oh, he's going back in to check, I think.
Yeah, he wanted to save, just in case he runs into something dangerous. Since Melman is turned into Zozo Melman, what does that mean? You can run into enemies. Warp is available. It is learnable. It is Red Wizard learnable. He can learn that.
Cure 4 was in slot 1 as well. So they're going to have all the good spells, it seems. And there's the Elfland Doctor.
Spellzapp is able to wake up the doctor, or the elf prince now. He's gonna probably go do that on his way. Maybe then go do Sarda. What does he do? No, he's going to Gaia.
Well, it's a quick trip. I like it. And it's Lefane. No adversary. If you change at 17, you get your first spell at 21. Then your next at 23, then 25.
And Sarda is holding the little musical instrument that opens up the Mirage Tower.
Now that could be a quick play. I mean, with the airship though, there's so much more to check. Melman's Gaia.
Melman is on rack. Tristal kills the kindly old king, which is not kindly anymore, as he tries to attack. We know he's got less than 90 health. He's got poison touch, and unfortunately for Tristal, takes 2 turns to kill.
Spellzapp's about to wake up the prince. Well, the prince is awake. He's about to talk to him.
The Opal Cheerio. I'm okay with this. This allows one of our casters, since we're rocking a 3-man party anyways, to have one of their best, or the best armor in the game for them.
I wonder if you were the Elf Prince and you woke up and you seen Bahamut next to your bed, what would your first reaction be?
Oh god, I'm gonna die.
A Coral Sword? That'll be good for the fighter right now, unless you find something better in Cardia.
Tristal makes his way. He's trying to get away. He's running into werewolves with glance. Wolves are luckily just attacking. Spellzapp's raiding, the Dragon Isles. The Cardia Isles here. He's found an ice armor. Where does Spellzapp go after doing the Cardia Isles? Do you think... We don't have the canoe. I mean, he might do the first 2 levels of Mirage. I mean, where would you go in that?
In this situation here, with the airship, the class change, I would check all the towns first, and then I would probably do first floor volcano with the armory.
It's a good play too. There's usually a lot of equipment there.
Because you ain't going ice. Because you're going to get destroyed.
It's true. But the good news is Spellzapp did manage to pick up a katana. Somebody called it the cash tana. That is definitely true. It generally sells for a decent amount of money. You'll be able to buy more spells. Unfortunately, this time it is really cheap.
And Tristal's sailing.
Yeah, he's got his floater. Gold bracelets for 13k.
Gonna get a look at level 4 here. Quake nuke level 4. Let the burning commence.
I'm really happy to see the Quake. You know, nuke's cool and all, but it's all about Quake.
And heal 3. Wow, they're gonna have a really, really good spell selection, even without a white mage.
We're also joined in by Shadow Walker. Shadow Walker, welcome. He brings up a good point. Do a caravan check. It's already helped out Spellzapp once. Kind of surprised he didn't do an early check when he was in the area.
I'd be pretty more prone to put that off till I found a canoe, because then I'd want to do it all at once. I know it's a quick check you can land and just check right fast, but...
Spellzapp is in the armory, as you have said, Canuck. Tristal's in the air. He is in Melman. He can now... He's gonna save, though. He knows that it's Zozo Melman. He can run into things he doesn't like. He's gonna turn in that herb. Get his opal bracelet.
I agree with Meridian and Shadow Walker. It's not difficult. And it could be a gamble if there's something there.
And it brings up a good point. This is actually a decent seed for a thief with an early katana and an early class promotion. That thief would do work right now.
Yeah, that ninja would almost be comparable to your fighter at this point in time.
Ooh, big money by Spellzapp. He is rich. 65,000 off of that chest. That's nice to find early.
Oh, we got Quad X too. Well, we got all the spells coming out of the woodwork. So Crystal is fighting some stuff in Zozo Melmond here.
Yeah, the annoying Geist had slow. Ooh, glare by the Peds. He definitely needs to find some, Uh-oh. That's a wipe for Spellzapp. He's got to go back in.
He had picked up a pro ring. Maybe he didn't equip it. Because there was a pro ring in one of those chests.
He might have forgotten. It's one of those things where you want to save menu time as Tristal picks up the chime from Sarda. And unfortunately he ran into combat. You know, it happens.
But if these got glands, they're not going to be very pretty. Oh, we got some unrunnable fires.
And unfortunately, he doesn't have the ice sword that is found in that armory section in that bottom left. So it's going to take a while to kill these if they rolled high HP.
And he's got 3 more rounds to do it before Ash dies. I don't know, these fires are usually pretty tough, and now his whole party's poisoned, so this could be bad.
I mean, at this point, I think he's just trying to see what's in that chest. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to. Yeah, he's out of spell. Tristal goes back to Corneria, picks up the life spells. He's now doing his checks.
And a question in chat. Yes, we have life, Russian Bishop, but in these seeds, the black belt really doesn't do you much good, because he takes so long to get up to levels to be anywhere near effective. So in these seeds, 99 times out of 100, you're going to see a dead black.
Tristal on your right, he's raiding the Cardia Isles, taking all the loot from the dragons. On your left, Spellzapp, kind of in the lead, but Tristal's catching up at that point, especially with those 2 wipes. Tristal's able to catch up with all the exploring and stuff that Spellzapp's already done.
Z-Man has a good point too. The heal helmet is equipable on the knight now that he has class change.
And it is your second best absorb, essentially.
Ooh, gargoyles with toxic. This volcano is no joke, folks. That's not very nice. Peds with glare, which instantly kills you, and toxic that also instantly kills you. Yay. So now you're in this position, it's like, where would you think about going? Is there anywhere else to go? Would you maybe think about a little early marsh play? Because there's lots of chests in there, you might get something good. Could be a risk. Would you maybe think about walking into ice with this kind of weapons and armor?
I mean, he's in a unique spot, because even with Warp, the problem is you can't use Warp because the Black Mage can't use it until level 12, and the Red Mage can't use it till level 15. I mean, you can try doing Mirage. I mean, why not? The first floor is generally pretty easy to check out and go there. Oxiel is found. That is in the Oasis Caravan, which Spellzapp did not check.
I apologize to chat.
So Tristal kind of learned from his last in game 1 against Spellzapp to check the Oasis, and this is what he got, the Oxiel. We do have access to Onrak already, so he could go Mermaids if he wants and check out all of those chests.
Now the thing is, you got all these options, all these places to go. I mean, where do you go? You have to route it out, because you know your opponent's probably in the same situation as you. So you gotta make sure your choices are good, because you don't want to spend time banging your head off ice, say, when you might be able to do marsh easier.
True. I mean, that's exactly why, with Tristal being able to get the Oxiel, I think he got the Oxiel, he is able to go to another location, and Mermaid Dive is not terribly far, looking for chests if he needs to. Get the gear to be able to do these things.
I don't see the Oxiel on our tracker. Interesting. Anyway, we have Tristal picking up some level 4, level 3 spells. Looks like Spellzapp's fighting in Melman, maybe. I really wasn't looking lately. I think he needed to get a level to get a blast of warp, or maybe 2 charges of warp, so you can actually walk out of the volcano, like get out right away.
So Spellzapp, wiped out of Volcano, is now going to Ice.
Spellzapp had. And I'm having some hiccups here.
And Tristal finds the Peds have glare, but it missed his fight. Unfortunately, on Spellzap's side, he had to reset out from the wizards.
So right now, none of these places are very friendly. Tristal's about to hit the armory and get his ice sword and heal helmet and pro rings. I mean, that's good equipment for a fighter all around right there.
Yeah, it was the same thing that Spellzapp found. The difference was he made sure to equip that pro ring.
Well, when you've seen glare from Peds, you want to get all the protection you can as fast as you can. You know,
3 Peds, this can be dangerous. Fighter down. Red Mage was protected. Or, well, at least it missed. Gargoyles have Toxic. Will he see it? No, they just attacked. So Tristal's going to be able to get out of here and save. Spellzapp making his way down into the depths of Ice Cave.
I have Spellzapp taking on some mages right now.
The other Kashtana. Unfortunately, it's not worth a lot. He only gets about 7,000. Oh my, Tristal finds the pro rings that were in Melman. He buys them for all of his characters.
That is going to be an immense help when he goes back into the volcano. And ice, too.
That'll help out in ordeals, where the Gargoyles are very prevalent. Unfortunately, the Black Mage gets wrecked by these wraiths that Tristal ran into in Zozo Melman.
Yeah, wraiths with Death Touch. That's always fun. They didn't wreck them HP-wise, they wrecked them Death Touch-wise.
Ooh, that could be dangerous. Wraiths are kind of everywhere at this point.
They're on Earth, not ordeals, they're in Waterfall.
They're in the Ice Cave, the Trap Tile.
While Tristal made his way back into the volcanoes, with the pro rings, he should be a lot safer to take on the Peds.
Now, Shadow did bring up a thing. Glare is actually time elemental, so unfortunately he doesn't have a protection from it unless he had a ribbon.
Then you better hope Nuke works. Meanwhile, Spellzapp looting the 6th chest room here with the Frost Wolves. Hasn't really found too much of interest yet. Nice from what I've been seeing.
I haven't found much. Yeah, I haven't seen much either. You can get decent levels. You know, it's decent experience here. You know, take some of the fights, and then you'll be able to do the volcano dive and warp out and save it with all the equipment. He just has to get to level 12 with his black mage, and he'll be able to cast warp.
I love how the not trap tiles, but the lava tiles on the floor still make a stone statue take damage. It's actually awesome.
And unfortunately for Tristal, he has run into the fires. They hit really hard. They have poison, and on top of that, a lot of HP, but he has Ice Sword, so it's kind of offsetting with that Ice Sword. But the fires refuse to go down. Finally, we have one down. It is like an epic fight here. The boss is down. The fires are down. We can finally check this chest, and he gets an iron gauntlet.
Well, we'll get our first look at the eye, see if there might be an eye grind in the future here.
Glare from the Peds. 1, 2 down. One more Pede is about to tell. Cube found in ice. Tristal wipes. That was a big wipe. He didn't save, I don't think, when he left. Oh, yeah, he did. He's already got the information. You're not going to see him probably check a whole lot of chests in here.
Makes me kind of wonder, how high do you think Spellzapp's going to go with this grind?
Probably 15, enough to get a charge on his knight.
Now, with all these spells you have Nuke, you have Life 2, the Red Mage can use pretty much all the spells the Black Mage can. Would you think about going 2-man?
Spellzapp side, I don't think he will do a 2-man. He is not as comfortable compared to other runners with a 2-man. And 2-man can be very volatile if you're not used to it. And on Spellzapp's side, he only has 6 heals left. He might not be able to do very many. Yeah, he's out. He got his level 12. That Black Mage can now use Warp. This is big.
Tristal running into more Peds, and a Glaire's fighter.
He did get out, though. That's good. He has Life 2, plenty of Life 2 charges.
Yeah, that Life 2 is going to be a big game saver at this point in time.
Unfortunately, though, he's going to have to make his way through these fires that have a lot of health, but he's got Nuke this time. Spellzapp's out. He's got his cube. He has access to Sky Floor. Or he has access to the entire Mirage and Sky now.
I mean, you've seen how bad the volcano is. Just cleared ice. You still don't have your canoe. You don't really have anything incentivized you can get to. Do you maybe risk the Mirage dive?
Honestly, I would contemplate doing... Well, you gotta find the shop item. He hasn't found the shop yet. So I would check the shop oasis, check for the shops, get the shop item, find out what that is, and then either do the volcano, because now we have more nuke charges. We should be able to kill Carrie, get that knocked out of the way. Do the water floor once he finds out that Oxyel's available. And just knock out things as you go at this point.
Because at the moment, if we look at it, it's almost like we're searching for a loose rod to get us to Earth to get the canoe.
I mean, we still have 2 more loose items. I mean, it could be anywhere at this point.
But we don't have any incentivized items, incentivized locations left to check without our canoe.
Well, true, but he still hasn't done the shop yet. So, yeah, doing things like this Mirage and the Tiamat play, I agree with. Or doing the seafloor, or doing Volcano, just to kill Carrie and get him out of the way since all the chests are on the way.
doing the Sky now will be good, because if he can take out some of these fights and then warp out, he is going to gain some good levels just by diving these first couple of floors.
True. I don't know what his key item number is at. I mean, I would have liked to have done Sky when I have the 15 key items to get the experience boost. But you can the Vorpal pickup. That's his best weapon right now. You know, but you can also get good experience off of the sea floors too. So either way, I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot.
No Team Vorpal in chat representing tonight?
The game changer was found in no Vorpals. Pro Cape Opal Shield. Those are good finds. Good shields for both our casters and our main damage dealer, the Knight. St. Von Jester has joined in. He is also part of the game changers, but he's shown us team stake. There's Danny with the Vorpal. Thank you.
Looks like Spellzapp's gonna go up to the second floor. And there's Team Vorpal showing up now.
Tristal eating up some steak over there, the Tyros.
Oh, he's overcooking that steak a little much with some nuke, though. It's gonna be some tough steak.
Lefana's Crescent. That's a little unfortunate, but at the same time, you know.
Well, it's good information to have, because you haven't checked on-rack, right? Because you'd have to sail the whole way there. And you know they're not going to do that till they get the canoe. You're not going to see on-rack, because it's not worth sailing there.
Yeah, the only time that they would do that is if they find the bottle. If they find the bottle, they might have to take that ship, you know, get off the airship, take the ship over to on-rack, and maybe the bottle from that, you know, from the ferry gives you the canoe. You just don't know. And the less than greater than has given us nothing.
Now, would you go check Sky, or would you cut bait and leave?
I'd be tempted to do it.
I would too. You do have levels. You got Break. You got the Brack spell.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, and if you run into... I mean, unfortunately, though, you don't want to run into a war mech that is really tough. Tristal's making the dive into ice play, so he's going to get his cube if he can make it through. It wasn't too difficult. The wizards kind of gave Spellzapp some trouble.
Now, if Spellzapp can full clear this and get rid of Tiamat, I mean, even if he full clears it, doesn't find anything, and then dies to Tiamat, then he knows the next time around he just has the go mode this point.
And sorry I missed it in chat, but for Stormy Galaxy's Nuke was level 4, so both the Red Wizard and the Black Mage have it. So we do have Nuke available. We have about 8 charges in between the Red Mage and the Black Mage on Spellzapp side.
This has actually been a really good magic seed for both, because Life 2 is also Red Wizard and Fighter learnable.
Yeah, we have Life and Life 2, so the wipe, the protection that these runners have is really big, and that's a weak blue dragon.
Yeah, one swipe with the Vorpal. Wow. I'd say I'm impressed, but...
So yeah, Spellzapp's going to definitely take this trip down Sky, get the experience he's going to want. Those eyes, if you can run into, are nice source of experience. Tristal's going to do the warp trick. He is floating in the air. He finds the cube.
Spellzapp using his warp charges to make this first floor check quicker. Eyes are beautiful free experience at this point.
Yeah, they rolled really low. And Tristal is in the trap tile, gets away.
3 eyes in a row for Spellzapp.
That's in the first floor of Sky. That's very rare. You don't see as many Skies. Normally you run into a lot more of the bad men and the nightmares.
But he's out of warp charges now on his Red Mage, so I don't know if he's going to continue further or if he's actually going to try to warp out, save, and come back in. But it looks like he's going on. I approve of this play by Spellzapp. You're already here. You might as well check it out.
Unfortunately for Tristal, though, we as the commentators, you as the fans, know that there's really nothing here in Ice Cave, so beyond the cube find. So, unfortunately for him, he's going to find a lot of really essentially nothing at this point. Some camping equipment, as Spellzapp finds the Thor hammer.
Good little weapon for your fighter if you need some AoE damage. I mean, your knight with your red mage and your black mage with Nuke, they're not going to get much mileage out of the Thor's hammer, so I'd almost put that on my fighter, to be honest.
I would agree. The Vorpal, not so great for killing these random enemies, so I might as well put the Thor hammer on, since you really can't rely upon the Vorpal to kill him all the time.
Yeah, and 3 sweepers, and 3 guys using sweeper spells, I mean, you really can't go wrong. Ice 3 would be so handy though right now.
Tristal's slowly making his way through the ice cave here. He's level 14. That's actually pretty high here. He hasn't gone in any of the high experience zones, so he must have gained a lot of levels as he was going in the lower level dungeons. It took a lot more fights.
Well, he did grind in Melman for a bit. But he's really only 2 levels behind Spellzapp, and Spellzapp's been in Sky for quite a bit. And Spellzapp's fully clearing here.
Manticore is a good experience here. The Thor's hammer does it decently well against them, especially if they roll low health.
Yeah, but he has the black mage has the Thor's hammer. Ooh, and they got cremate. That's a good sign.
That is not a good sign, unfortunately. Now he's going to have to actually kill them quickly. He still has 3 more Manticores that can cast cremate. He needs to get a good turn order. There we go. Tristal's out of Ice Cave. He's back in Corneria, probably buying more camping equipment.
Manticores are pretty tough. The guy lived through a nuke and a couple of lightnings. But he hasn't casted cremate, so Spellzapp got away with one there, I think.
He's using up more heal potions. Not a big thing so far. What's the story of the race so far? Well, Tristal's found the shop item. Spellzapp hasn't. Both runners had unfortunate dives into Volcano. Gargoyles have Toxic. Peds have Glare. It's kind of been a dangerous area. Ice Cave was pretty tame for our runners, so they were able to get in and out relatively quickly. But we found out that on the encounter table in the floating castle, the eye is prevalent. This is great experience for both of our runners. Skyfloor 1, eye was prevalent. Skyfloor 2, you'll see a lot of eyes.
Yeah, and so far Spellzapp hasn't really come across anything of interest in Mirage or Sky except for that Vorpal. And he did find a Purple Cape and a Thor's hammer, which is probably better than the Vorpal, but
Manticores, yeah, he's peacing out. I don't think he wants to take on those Manticores.
well, they don't seem too prevalent with that cremate, so it might be okay.
Okay, well, he didn't run, so that's good. I mean, they are a good source of experience. Just without any ribbons, that cremate at a lower HP threshold is very dangerous. And Tristal has gone back in. He's diving lower. He's probably going to go for the carry kill.
And a question in chat by Piercing Mountain. How did BB on Tristal's side get 1 HP? You take damage, yeah. When you're stoned, you do take damage on damage tiles.
And the power bonk was found.
Right here.
The mage staff is also nice. defense sword is picked up. Unfortunately, it is in the free chest. What I mean by free is generally most runners will check that even as they're making their way down to carry. But the defense sword is a great find. It's actually a pretty good weapon to use also. So this is good for Tristal. He now has a weapon to use against carry. And
the Aegis shield is also a nice pickup. Looks like Tristal's making his way towards carry as he checks all these chests. And it's almost time to get those bless RNGs out in chat, folks.
Looks like Cremate is on the Medusa script. We see another one with Cremate. The Rock Ghouls have Cremate too. Good source of experience. Oh, he's going 2-man? No, he just died. Okay. So he's going to revive that Black Wizard.
Yeah, there's no need to go 2-man right now at this point in time. I can see later game, maybe?
Agama's on Tristal's side. He's looking for the chest. There's nothing there. Does he continue to fight the Agamas? They're about the same level, I believe, between these two. Manicore's got one cremate off. It's okay. Spellzapp's able to continue on. How tempted are you to save? I mean, I know you didn't find a whole lot of great stuff here, but I mean, you run into an unrunnable war mech at this time. You're not exactly well equipped for a war mech.
No, if he comes across the war mech, he's not going to be able to fight it. He doesn't have the resources or the ability to take it down.
That's what I mean. If it's unrunnable, though.
It's unrunnable, you better pray.
A sentry. He doesn't take the sentry fight with those lightning 2s that he had.
Oh, those sentries hit pretty hard. I'd stay away from them at this point in time. Nacho will be a good fight, though.
Nachos are a very good fight. Tristal checked the red dragon chest on Carrie's floor. Didn't find much that I know of, that I noticed. Spellzapp is going to take on Tiamat here. After he eats a bunch of nachos. And what were you going to say?
So Volcano didn't really pan out. There wasn't really anything of any significant value. The Aegis shield maybe, but...
The Aegis shield with Spellzapp. Tristal found the defense sword.
That could help.
It definitely allows him to take on Carrie. I mean, he's got the nukes anyways, but Carrie says, Black Wizard, you're not casting nuke. Not today.
Ooh, 3 hits 3 from the defense. That's never a good sign.
No, and Carrie's bringing the pain. He's got to hope that that red wizard stays alive to cast more. Oh no, he's out of nukes. Where's the holds? Where's the confuse?
He's defensing up his fighter and just fighting it out with lit too. I mean, he's only gonna be doing chip damage from here on in. So gotta hope Carrie's gonna stick to hitting the fighter and doesn't come out with anything really horrible.
On your right, Tristal's still taking on Carrie on the left. Spellzapp is taking on the Fiend of Air, Tiamat. He's power bonking on the left-hand side, tempering. No, he's casting wall first, then he's gonna cast tempers.
I mean, Tristal's hitting for 3 damage. I mean, this fight could take a long time, and if Carrie gets to a certain part of the script and has a skill or a spell.
Now, I want you all to know that the defense sword actually has a decent... Ooh, damage poison by Tiamat wipes out the black mage on Spellzapp's side. Thunder comes out, that's a wipe for Tristal.
Tristal's probably gonna go back in, grab that defense sword, and probably come back out.
Wall again by Spellzapp's side. He's trying to protect him. He put it at the right time. Blizzard came out.
Oh, and his fighter is stunned.
He does not have temper on his red wizard. This could be a wipe. Yep, and that's a wipe for Spellzapp. Both Fiends of level 1, the level 1 Fiends, Tiamat and Carrie, are not playing around.
Spellzapp is not going back in. Knowing what he knows there wasn't really anything big. Like, there was no loose items or stuff, so he can always come back to that later and pick up the chests he needs.
I mean, to be completely honest, for Spellzapp, I would almost think about walling with your red wizard on your black wizard, right? Put the defense sword, or no, he doesn't have defense. I'm gonna say, use the defense and just cast Brack all the time, but he's gonna get his Oxiel now.
Yeah, he seems like he was wondering what he should do. I mean, everything they've tried has just blown up in their face at this point in time. Ice has actually been the only place that's been safe, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
It's interesting, though, because you know the Tristal went in thinking he's going to be confident taking on Carrie. Carrie basically blasts his Black Mage on the second turn, prevents him from casting Nuke. Spellzapp, on the other hand, he also gets blasted on his Black Mage and just dies. I mean, now Spellzapp makes a correction. He's going into the water floor now. And you know what the worst part about everything for Spellzapp is? He went up there, he took a bunch of eye fights, and he gained so many levels. So many levels. He must have gained close to 8 levels there. 6, 7 levels.
Yeah, he was pushing 20 by the time he got to Tiamat, but... And I agree with Falconic on this one. And I'm not a Marsh lover at all, but it seems to me right now that would be the easy, quick check. You got Nuke, your levels are high, probably not much that's going to stop you. It would be quick and it might pay off. Even the top floor of Earth mightn't be a bad idea.
Ooh, on Tristal's side, Carrie swung. Almost one-shotted that red wizard that had the opal bracelet. The Knight swings. This is the third nuke. Finally kills Carrie. So Tristal
hitting straight for mermaids.
Loose key. So that's just before mermaids, the loose key. Okay. Now on Tristal's side, he got lucky. Carrie decided to swing on the red wizard instead of his black wizard. Even then, almost killed his red wizard. But the red wizard survived. He's now lit his first orb. He's making moves now. Masa pickup on the mermaid side.
The big stick. That fighter's gonna be swinging a massive stick now, folks. But I agree with what chat's saying. With the key, you'd almost have to go Marsh now for an incentivized location.
Yeah, at this point, I definitely see Spellzapp killing Kraken, or attempting Kraken. He's got Masa, he might as well. Tristal's in here too, though. So, with Tristal being here, I think any advantage that Spellzapp might have had with having Masa is going to go over to the Tristal side too.
Yeah, but will Tristal check that one chest before the mermaids, like Spellzapp did?
Yes, he will.
I know a lot of runners skip that whole floor and go straight to the mermaids first, and then sometimes you forget.
I mean, I guess I can't say that he won't forget. You know, he had troubles in game 1 with the Oasis, but I mean, Oasis, you know, you kind of just forget about it. You know, he might do it, but I don't think so. After what happened in game 1, I think he's focused enough. He's gonna check these chests, and he's gonna be on the same playground, or the playing ground, if you want to say, as Spellzapp, except for he's up a defense sword.
No, Spellzapp actually switched the Vorpal and Mazmoon. Gave the Vorpal to his fighter and the Mazmoon to his red mage. I don't agree with that, because the red mage can use the Vorpal. And I mean, your red mage is going to be using more spells than anything else. So why give him the strongest sword when he's not going to get as much effectiveness out of it as the fighter is?
And you know, with Volcanic, I would agree with you on that one, but I think after the carry wipe, he wants to. I think he's afraid of what these the Fiends have at this point.
Well, I mean, he actually has a key item to check, and he has lots of chest checks to do. He can always go back to Kraken. He's found 2 loose. I agree with this play by Spellzapp to come out, check all the chests you can, check the incentivized location, then you can go back in, because then you could probably go mode.
I know he bypassed that chest. He will walk to that chest after doing these mermaids. Because he's gonna clear out that entire other floor after doing mermaids. You do all the chest, the density first, and then you leave, and then you walk and do the other one.
I completely agree with Spellzapp's play here. This is the play I would probably make if I was in his shoes as well. There's no calamari tonight, Falconic. At least not yet.
So Spellzapp's in Marsh. Tristal is checking out mermaids, and it's been pointed out in chat. He did bypass the key chest, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna go walk there now. So we'll see. There he goes.
Gershark protecting that key.
Doesn't do a very good job of it. It's down, and he finds his loose key. Now there's one loose for both of our runner.
Now, will Tristal keep going, or will he get out and pull us in? Oh, he's gonna keep going.
I think he just checks a couple of these, like what Spellzapp did, and leave. Oh, no, he is actually going to go check, so I don't blame him for it.
We'll see if he dives deeper, or if he's just going to check this floor and then leave. Because after seeing Carry, do you want to risk going to Kraken like this, though? You do have Break, you got Nuke, you got Massa. Yeah, I could see it.
The bones on the left-hand side. Squint from the bones, too. Wipe Spellzapp. Even with the ribbon. But he was paralyzed, though, with his one ribbon wear. That is unfortunate.
And I believe I'm the one that said Marsh would be easy. Sorry.
Yeah, could you not jinx us, please? Thank you. He still runs away. He doesn't do a safety nuke.
Looks like that fighter's getting pretty lucky.
I think he might have put the ribbon on him.
Now he's going with the safety nukes, but there. Oh, no. Blaze, too, from the red bow.
And paralyze.
Wow, Marsh is not fooling around.
This is unfortunately putting Spellzapp farther and farther behind, quote unquote. You know, Tristal has the one orb lit. You know, Spellzapp wiped after gaining nearly 8 levels in the floating castle.
And Tristal decided to leave. Leave Sea Shrine. Did not go to Kraken yet. We'll see if he decides to go back in, or if he is going to go around to his chest check. Gotta believe he's going to go back in, though. He's got the weapons, he's got the armor. You're here already, you might as well finish it off instead of coming back.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's going in.
Spellzapp now on the bottom floor of Marsh. He didn't go check top, so we'll see if he decides to do that later on.
Spellzapp is just trying to get out of here ASAP. He wants to get down to that incentive location, find it, and leave as soon as possible. Don't want to run into those bones, those red bones and crawlers.
Well, honestly, like, you look at it, you found 2 loose already. You could take the chance and just leave Marsh and not check chests. I mean, the odds are likely your 3rd loose isn't here.
It's the required rod. He needs that to take on Lich. So now he has access to every fiend in the game. He just needs the loot, and he will be in go mode.
He's going straight to Lich.
Now, the Lich also hides one of our key items, which could be required, which might have the loot. The confused old men do give us an item. The waterfall also gives an item. I would say that the sages will probably end up giving us the canoe, and the waterfall will probably give us the loot.
Honestly, right now, with the information they have, and the key item places they have left, I could honestly see them go-moding the rest of this game and not even checking any more check.
We do have Ordeal. That is a great point. I forgot about Ordeals because that is hidden behind the canoe.
We have the waterfall. So there's 2 more incentivized items right there. There's 1 more after you beat Lich and check the sages. So in those 3 checks, you need 1 item for go mode. Yeah, there's a good bet. You're not going to need that 3rd loot. Will I stake the game on it? At this point, at 58 minutes in, I think I would. And I just cut my losses.
Black shirt pickup by TristalMTG. That is just before the Kraken floor, the Sharknado floor. That is big for the Black Wizard. It gives you protection from ice and time spells. Sunsword pickup. That's a good find, but Spellzapp already has Masa and Vorpal.
Crystal picking up a nice shield as well, so... I mean... Spellzapp is checking chests, so I don't know, it must... Well, I suppose there is more ribbons to be found. And there's a loose canoe.
This is actually pretty big of sorts. Depends on when Tristal checks the Earth. He may not check that for a long while. This gives Spellzapp a chance to come back, and he's in go mode. That is the 3rd loose. Good pickup by Spell.
So right now, 3rd loose you have, there could be an incentivized ribbon. You have incentivized locations left to check. That would give you 2 ribbons. You have Masa, you have Vorpal, you have good armor. There's particularly no reason to check any more chests.
True. And no, that is definitely true. The only thing that he's going to look for in Sky is the Aegis Shield, if he remembers where that's at. He should get the defense sword in Volcano since it is in the free chests that's on his way down to carry. He should, but it depends on, how fast he wants to go. And, I mean, it really depends. At this point, though, he just has to make a decision. Do you go Ordeals? Do you go Waterfall? Or Sages? Who's going to hold the loot, and how fast does he want to go? And the Bonk is also in Sky, too.
He's got Warp. So basically, Ordeals and Waterfall are pretty much the same amount of time. So it's 50-50 decision right there. But if the Sages give you the loot, then you don't need either of them.
Tristal is on his way. He's going to be taking on the Fiend of Water Kraken. Carry was a pain. Hit very hard. Tiamat hits just as hard, has some skills, could cause problems still. Wiped out Spellzapp. The difference is both of these runners have at least 1 ribbon now.
Yeah, so Spellzapp is not quite in go mode, but he pretty much is in go mode at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, as he brings back Dang, the black belt, against a very weak Lich, generally doesn't have a high attack, and poor Dang is down.
Well, he was there to be a meat shield, but he got cooked instead.
I definitely got cooked. Ooh, poison comes out. Misses. That must have been poison stone, so Spellzapp gets away with it.
And that's Spellzapp's first orb lit.
So
but now it's...
Oh, I was going to say, the first look at Kraken. You want to give us the play-by-play there?
Oh, looks like he's gonna nuke it down, he's gonna warm up that squid. Gonna defense up his fighter, Kraken takes a shot, 3 hits 35, just brushes it off, nuke 334. Seafood's getting warmer, folk. Another nuke 155, almost cooked. Gonna dice him up with the Masman for its 247. One last nuke to heat him up, 244, done.
I'm kind of hungry now.
Yeah, but sushi's not normally cooked, so that fish might be ruined.
Okay, I'm not so hungry now.
And he nuked it, so I mean... it's probably burnt a little bit.
A little radioactive is okay. And Tristal's gonna get his ribbon. There was a ribbon down here, Tristal's gonna pick it up.
Spellzapp making his way down the Crescent Lake. So we'll see what the confused old men decide to give. If they give the loot, then we can probably say waterfalls and ordeals are not required, because they're probably just a ruby and the TNT.
And a ribbon, right? Yeah.
Or a slab.
Oh yeah, we got this slab just for the heck of it. You know, a bunch of fetch quests.
Crystal.
So much out there, I tell ya. What could it be? I know Spellzapp's hoping for the loot, though. White magic. Exit's there. Invis 2 is there.
Oh, and boat learnable by the red mage. And there's fast at level 6.
Fast is probably the most important. Tristal on your right picked up the Zeus gauntlet in the Corneria locked.
We're able to see the confused old men.
That's actually me in that upper left. Right there, I'm learning to sew right now.
You're the one who's banging his head off the tree with no apparent reason?
Yep, I'm actually in that corner right there. I'm trapped. Oh, I didn't give you the thing. I was a little angry at you, Spellzapp.
There's the ribbon. So, question in chat. Did Spellzapp check the tree chest in Astos Castle? I believe he did, and I don't believe there was anything. So now you got 2 ribbons, you get all the weapons and armor you need. Now you're just following the incentivized locations.
Yeah, now he's got to find, he's got to choose the right location, or deals, or do you go waterfall? You got to make that decision.
Oh, and Tristal finding the X-Cal. Don't really need it with the Mazza. Now we know all these checks aren't really going to amount to much for Tristal, but... So what would you do? Would you take the waterfall, or would you take ordeals? What do you think would be quicker at this point in time?
I would do waterfall. Ordeal. Oh no, we have 2 ribbons. Where it's located at, might as well do ordeals. It's there. But at the same time, if you want to take the gamble because you're up against who you're up against, do the waterfall, knowing that if Tristal does the same moves that he did, does Earth, goes to the Sages, he might be inclined to go to ordeals. So change up the thing. You go to waterfall, Tristal goes to ordeals. Hopefully, you win the toss-up.
So we know what Onrak's going to be. I just can't think of it at this point. Yeah, Gaia. So the only thing you could hope for now would be the bottle to be in this waterfall. That would be the best item to find now, because you could turn it in right away.
We got so many fetch quests left over. The TNT, we have the bottle, we have the slab still to turn in. So wherever this loot is, it's going to be hiding behind a bunch of fetch quests, most than likely.
Don't forget the old lady's eye.
And the crystal, yeah. I mean, there's so many fetch quests that are left right now. It's really crazy.
So Tristal will be coming across his rod very shortly. Which will probably lead him to Earth, which will probably lead him to his canoe as well. So he's just a couple of steps behind Spellzapp at this point in time. Even though Tristal's got 2 orbs lit, I would still give the advantage to Spellzapp right now.
It could, definitely. I mean, a lot of it depends, though. Tristal does have the defense, and he hopefully will not have to reset out against these bones as much as Spellzapp did. So we'll see here.
Tier 1989. We don't know. We know there won't be a loose item because we have found all 3.
There's our loot.
So Upper Marsh would probably not have a whole lot, to be honest.
This was a great move. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that was a great move by Spellzapp. Went to Waterfall. Most people probably would have gone to Ordeal since it's right there. He is now in go mode.
Not only the loot, but the dragon armor. And he knows where the Aegis shield is. Yeah, he's 100% checking one more chest in this game with 2 ribbons.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he gets a little greedy in the volcano and checks the one chest with the defense sword. It's just really good to have. But I can see him not getting it too. It's just so good to have, though, when Invis 2 is level 6.
Yeah, so I probably would check the greed chest, because, I mean, you might get lucky and come across a white shirt, which would be really nice. Hydras with Bane, that's always nice. But, I mean, look at it. He's got all the life 2 he needs. He's got Invis, he's got nukes, he's got fast, he's got temper. I mean, he's got weapons and armor. It's pure go.
So we're an hour 8 in. My name is Dangwu. I'm joined by the Hangry Canuck, the suitcase himself that was nicknamed by Philconic FF and Will Cleosis. In the background, we got Danny3883. This is the 2019 Spring Final Fantasy Tournament, the best of 8, if you want to call it. This is Game 2 between Spellzapp and TristalMTG. Spellzapp won Game 1. Tristal forgot about the Oasis shop, which held the floater, and Spellzapp was able to take Game 1 because of that. So now we are kind of on even footing at this point. Tristal, as you can see, has 2 orbs. Spellzapp has a lot more information, is in go mode.
Tristal's entered the Earth Cave, so we'll see if he checks that chest to get his canoe. I imagine he will. He is still looking for that one loose item.
Which we know it's there. I mean, if he looks in the or in the vampire floor, he's gonna find.
I mean, and you can almost believe Spellzapp remembered where that Aegis shield is, and that's all he's gonna grab, and then he's gone.
Well, we got a little bit of time. I want to remind everybody out there, we have a great race scheduled for tomorrow. The Crab Cakes, the number 1 seed of this tournament, the undefeated in the Swiss rounds, up against the Lord Fizzlebeef. That is tomorrow at 9 p.m. The Wilminati themselves, Will Bloodworth, Will Cleosis, are going to be commentating.
That's good. That'll be nice to hear tomorrow. That'll be good commentary right there. Tristal checking all the chests in Earth, so it's only... So he's gonna come across his canoe eventually, and then we'll see if he continues to check, or if he just stops. Yeah, Spellzapp just flying through sky now, because he has all the information on what's here. He knows he doesn't need anything.
He didn't get the Aegis.
Nope.
Okay.
So you don't really need it with a ribbon, to be quite honest.
Well, no, but because you only have 2 ribbons, you can kind of get a pseudo ribbon out of your knight with everything.
Yeah, but he does have wall, right? So
yeah, that too.
One cast a wall and your 2 ribbons, and you're pretty much laughing. Oh, he went back for the power bonk, though.
And Tristal is now in go mode. You're gonna see him hard charging. Now, the thing that helps out Tristal is that room generally is checked even by all runners that are in go mode. just like Spellzapp might check for the defense sword, just because it's generally checked by all the runners.
Now you think Tristal will hit the waterfall first, or will he go to Ordeals, which will put him farther behind?
Tristal does not have the loot. You're right, I did say go mode, but you won't see him checking as many chests because he knows that he needs to go to the incentivized location.
It would be interesting to see what he does. Personally, I can't say. In the moment, I don't know what I'd do. But I would think, as a runner, I would have went to Ordeals first. Because I would have been closer coming away from Skycast. And you're gonna need Bless RNGs again, folks. He's more equipped to take on the Metal Overlord this time. And here we go, folks. We have a Warmech. But he's running. Ooh. Tristal getting some bad bat luck here. Meanwhile, Spellzapp taking up some nachos, getting some more experience. I still don't like the fact that he's got the Vorpal on the fighter. And he has the Masmon on the red mage. Spellzapp almost there, and we're gonna see Tiamat. Tristal is go-moding his way to Earth now. He should be at carry very shortly. We should see a dual Fiend fight here on screen. Spellzapp brought back the meat shield in case Tiamat decides to attack. Looks like he's gonna wall up his non-ribboned fighter.
Dang is down. Dang is down.
Alright, we're back. Looks like Tiamat's still standing. Brat goes out again. Broken into pieces.
So that's his second orb. That's his second orb for Spellzapp. Tristal has 3 now. He's going to check out the kindly confused men in Crescent Lake to see all the past tournament the participants hanging out over there.
Question in chat. Crabcakes, is anyone leading? At this moment, I would almost have to give it to Spellzapp, because Spellzapp is in go mode. Tristal still needs stat loot, which we know is in the waterfall, but he just picked up his canoe, and if he does Ordeals before the waterfall, then it'll put him a little bit further back.
Yeah, that's actually the big thing right now. Does Tristal go to Ordeals, or does Tristal go to waterfall? If he goes, as Angry Canuck has said, if he goes to Ordeals, loot is not there, and there's going to be a giant fetch quest there that's going to lead to the ruby, and that could trap him. If he goes to waterfall, he finds the loot instantly.
Yeah, I never thought of that. If he does go to Ordeals and gets, say, like, the crystal, and then the crystal turns into, like, the TNT, then all of a sudden TNT dead ends you at Ruby. That's more time wasted.
And it's a long fetch quest, and Spellzapp left the defense sword. It was right there, I think, or was it this one?
No, he was in the room with it. He just didn't get it.
He just left.
Interesting enough, unless it hiccuped and we didn't see, but...
Okay, so he doesn't have Aegis shields. It's not a big deal. It's not a horrible deal, but his knight could have like pseudo ribbons with all of his equipment, but he chooses against it. And he didn't check the chest that he was going to head in there anyways. Tristal finds out the old men had a ribbon. And our second look at Carry. We've learned that Carry hits really hard.
and does pull out Thunder after a while. But with Nukes and the Vorpal, I can't see her lasting long.
Yeah, Carrie's going to be down very quickly, but, you know, with 8 hits, those casters are going to have a hard time. The Quad X erased. Spellzapp. 3rd orb lit. Yes, both runners wiped. Tristal wiped to Carrie. Spellzapp wiped to Tiamat after gaining 7 to 8 levels on the sky floor. Big loss.
So the only thing left for Spellzapp now is C. And these levels are around 20 to 21, so a few more fights in C and then a few fights on the way down, and I believe he would be ready, level-wise. Sorry about that, fans, but we're just trying to get the commentary stream back up to date. Ooh, and Tristal is making the Ordeals play, which we know will not pay off.
And it's hidden behind all of those fetch quests. He's going to do them first. You know he's going to do them first.
One thing is going to save Tristal's tournament right now. Is either TOFR is an absolute monster, or Ordeals has the Ruby.
To answer in chat, we do not know what is in Ordeals. It's going to be a long fetch chain. The TNT hasn't been found. The bottle hasn't been found. The slab hasn't been found.
Crystal's out there.
The crystal, yes. And it's all going to lead to the ruby.
I don't know. I have a feeling if he gets an item, he is going to go fetch quest way before he touches Waterfall. Because he knows the fetch quest will probably be quicker than the Waterfall.
So to answer your question, what gave him this lead? Simply Spellzapp took, I guess, a quote-unquote gamble, chose the right one, went to Waterfall instead of Ordeals.
That and Spellzapp did visit C early and got the loose key first, which eventually led to the rod, which led to the canoe, which then made his options, and that's when he picked Waterfall. Tristal, on the other hand, did not get the key. Well, he got the key, but a little bit later, and then he went through, so...
Alright, look at Kraken. White shirt has not been found yet. Kraken has a lot of health.
It's gonna try to break him, though.
High evade.
I still don't understand. Oh, boy, dang.
I was broken into pieces.
There ain't no life bringing you back from that. And it's just slab and Ordeals.
We're trying to make some more radioactive calamari. New comes out. His black mage is down, but Kraken has been terminated.
So now
that
is
all 4 orbs.
This slab is going to lead Tristal on a fetch quest that is going to set him even farther behind.
Now, to be completely honest, he may gamble, go to Waterfall. I mean, I don't see him doing it, but he might be doing it. Melmon is in Crescent. He's going to Waterfall. Nope, he turned around. Yep, okay, there's Dr. Un. Was MP shuffled to the Cardia Isles.
So he is going to actually get the slab, translate it, then go check what the slab gives, which is probably going to be the crystal or the TNT, which then is going to lead to the crystal or the TNT and dead end at the ruby. This is really bad for Tristal at the moment. This could literally have cost him his tournament, and he doesn't know it yet.
He's in the area. Just go. Nope, he's not. He's gonna do the fetch quest. I don't blame him on it. I think all other runners would do the same thing.
Spellzapp picking up life 2 on his fighter. Smart play. Veteran move.
We still got Bottle. That's going to lead to the TNT. We still have the Crystal. Also, and then finally it'll lead to the Ruby. Spellzapp enters. Temple of Fiends revisited at 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 30 seconds, let's say.
Half tempted to bring up Crystal Stream to see what his face looks like when he dead ends at the Ruby.
Now, I'm in complete agreement. For Tristal side, I would do the exact same thing. It's unfortunate. He had a 50-50 chance, and unfortunately, he went the other way with it. He's still doing the fetch quest. The TNT is still loose, which means this whole fetch thing has like 5 or 6 things that he's got to go and do.
Although he's heading, he might do the waterfall while he's here now. This could save him. He is heading towards the old on-rack.
To answer your question, the Opal Bracelet was from the Herb Turn-In. He never did the Herb Turn-In, so he's been missing the Opal Bracelet the entire turn.
Meanwhile, Spellzapp making his way down TOFR. Tristal about to turn in his bottle. Fire 2. Not very much there. No need to check the white. You can't use it anyway. Spellzapp's on the earth floor.
I kind of, now that I think about it, Tristal might just do Waterfall after he finds out that this thing is, the bottle leads to another fetch chain, since he's in the area.
You never know, but I mean, the crystal is faster than the waterfall, but it looks like he's saving, so he might be going... No. Ouch. So Matoya is probably going to have the TNT, and the TNT is going to lead him to Ruby, and then he's going to realize he needs the waterfall.
No, he's saved there. I know what he's doing. He's saved. What he's going to do is he's going to do that entire fetch queen, or that fetch chain, and if it doesn't lead to it, he'll reset back, as Shadow Walker just pointed out.
Yeah, but it's going to be too little too late, I believe.
True, but it saves him time, though.
It's a very smart move, though, that a lot of players probably would not make. He's gotta be thinking to himself now. Meanwhile, Spellzapp taking on Lich 1 and Lich Woman, no, but low rolls. Everybody lives.
Lich not playing around, says I'm not a speed bump today.
Spellzapp fighting back with nukes as well. He put the Masman on his fighter, 4 hits to 11.
If I'm going up, and the reset by Tristal's got to be coming. There it is. Now he's going to Waterfall. He knows the loot's there. Lich said, if I'm going down, I'm taking your healing potions with me.
Now Tristal knows where the loot is. He's got to be taking it to himself. He is so far behind.
44 potions left for Spellzapp. You have life too. I would honestly think about letting some of your people die and cast a life too.
That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have wasted the heal pots. Oh, and unrunnable fires. That's where you're gonna run into trouble here.
Yeah, the fires have HP. They're gonna take a couple nukes to kill. But a Masa swing for that's gonna help him to get through this.
Oh no, once Tristal gets this loot, there won't be another chest checked, I don't think. Meanwhile, Spellzapp is going to be low on resources here, especially after this carry fight.
I would have hoped for that black wizard to die right there, so you could life 2 him up. It'd be 4 carry. Now you're just using more heal potion.
the thing is, one nuke got a carry, and that black mage might not survive this. Alright, he's gonna temper up the fighter and just swing away. Carry comes out with ink, free round.
Okay, now we gotta hope to kill Carry as soon as possible. Try not to let him do a lot of damage to our light warriors here. We have no heal potions. Quad X comes out. Ineffective. He has more than 301 HP. Carry takes out Dang. The meat shield. The distraction. Another ink. That's good. Another free turn.
The distraction doing his job. Carry still with over 300 HP. Swing from the Mazmon 469. Carry still alive.
I would do another Quad X if you can. He's got to be low. There it is. 140 terminated. He's on the seafloor. He didn't take very much damage.
No, he didn't. So that saves on his heal pots.
I would use Life 1 and put a that useless black belt in the front row if I could. I don't know. Do something to try and prevent damage.
Ew, unrunnable waters and no ice 3.
Never mind, those waters hit hard. 2 hits for 83 on a night. That's going to use up some HP.
And he's running out of nuke charges quick.
On your right hand side, Tristal's trying to mount a comeback. He's going into the Mirage floor.
A wipe this deep by Spellzapp could just be what Tristal needs to get back in this game.
He definitely needs a wipe now. Could happen. He's got no heal potion.
He's down to 21 heal potions, and he's still got 2 major roadblocks to get through. This is going to be mega.
I like this play, but his black belt in the second slot. By doing this, I mean, I would honestly hope that everybody dies if I was him, except for his knight, and then you just life to everybody back up.
Yeah, that would be best case scenario right now. So he's gonna fast and temper his fighter, power bomb, put all the power on his fighter, go all offense. Remember, folks, he hasn't. So if these fiends hit anything worth their weight in gold, well, this could be rough.
So Kraken only hit for 468 on a very weak black belt. Or master, I should say.
And I didn't see the fight.
Kraken is down. Didn't take a whole lot of damage, so this is good for Spellzapp.
He's at a heal 3 though.
The MVP of Spellzapp's journey, Dang, is out front again. Probably going to get one shot again. He's yelling, cursing at Tiamat, trying to get a distraction. Unfortunately, Lit 2 comes out. It's not too bad, but it's the chip damage. Spellzapp doesn't want chip damage. He wants just instant deaths on his other 2 characters after they've been buffed up, so he can life 2.
Yeah, he's hope. Oh, what a shot from the Mazmon. 1 grand.
Masa instantly swings for over 1,000.
That's
All
what
right.
a real weapon can do, kids. Not that Vorpal stuff.
14 heal pots. Yep, more than enough here. He's going to bring back the meat shield Dang. Going to probably die instant.
And yep, you were right. Look at, oh, Quad X to Black Mage. Just building up the fighter. Temper and a swing now. Let's go. Man mode this. 8 hits, 1224 from the Mazmon. Chaos Lit 2, nothing good. Trying to hold. Oh, he got the hold to work on Chaos. Chaos is paralyzed, and down he goes. Get your GGs out in chat.
That hold is great, because it means Chaos can't evade. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Spellzapp did get fast off with some tempers, but he got the hold off on Chaos. Like my fellow commentator said, when you're stunned, you have no defense or no evade. So Spellzapp will be moving on to the round of 4. See if we can get him in here.
As we're watching Tristal take on Tiamat on the right-hand side. 4 hits, 439. He has now got all 4 orbs lit. He was about a wipe away, would have made things interesting, but that hold into a very strong Masa hit, well, destroyed Chaos.
One fine day, I don't think there's a bracket that's actually intact left. Angry Aaron, I believe it was 12k, give or take. 1.2k, sorry.
We are joined by the winner, Spellzapp, as Tristal makes his way into Temple of Fiends at 1 hour and 33 minutes. Spellzapp, GG. Nice job on going to Waterfall first. That was the way to go after you killed Tiamat. How did that make you feel?
That's probably the smallest part of everything. There's so many things I want to talk about in that race. God, there was, but that felt great. I mean, I knew I just needed the loot to get it, so I was like, okay, well, probably don't need to dig loose because there's 2 incentive locations left. So check out those first, and if we have to, go back and grab some loose chests.
Well, the reason why I said you may not seem it, but Tristal actually went to Ordeals first, and it led down a huge quest chain because there was so many fetches available still. You had the bottle, the TNT, the crystal, the slab turn-in. You had to do all of that before you got to the ruby. So by the loot being there with the robot, you were able to bypass all that extra little bit of time that he had to go through.
So just huge quest chain, so I just did it all basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that allowed you to do it. So Tristal unfortunately went through Ordeals, then he did that quest chain, and then he had to go through Waterfall, which was really the big decision maker between you two, because you two are very neck and neck. He wiped on Carrie, you wiped on Tiamat, and actually I want to talk to you about that, Tiamat, because I literally had talked just before you went on the Bridge of Destiny. I said, do you exit out and save knowing how many levels you gained? And if it's an unrunnable war mech, you're not exactly that well equipped against a war mech that's, kind of hard.
Yeah, I should probably dial it back a little bit on the crazy sky dives, but I love them so much. But yeah, I didn't think I had exit at the... I don't think I did. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I don't remember whether or not you had it or not, but it was just because when you went into the fight, you had gained almost 8 levels. You ran into almost every eye after every encounter, it seemed like.
I know. How'd you like that eye grind?
It was literally an eye grind that was not an ice cave. So you wiped there. Tristal wiped on Carrie, which rolled like 8 hits. 1 shot is Black Mage, 1 shot is Red Mage, basically. I mean, you both basically had a hard time on the Fiends, which gave you more of a hard time than the Fiends 2 did.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. The second Fiends weren't too bad. It seems like they had decently low health, and I just, threw wave after wave of dangs.
Question in chat, who won last year's 30? Edgeworth did.
I was going to ask you about that. It seemed to me like your black belt named Dang was your MVP. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you took all the hits. You were the bodyguard. You were where you needed to be.
But on your side, you had mentioned that you wanted to talk about some things. What else did you want to talk about that I didn't mention?
Going into C, was interesting because I went to Mermaids, I got the key, and then I went, I got good equipment, I got Massa. I knew where Power Bonk was, and I cleared all of Sky. So all those chests were known to me. So grabbing the key out of there, I said, okay, well, I'm going to go to the incentives, check out the incentives, go to the incentives, that sort of thing. And I went to the incentive, and I got the rod, I believe is what it was, from Marsh. I think it ended up with the rod. But anyways, there were a lot of chests still in dungeons that I cleared, but everything was all about the incentives, and that's really like the key.
Carry just wipes out the black belt for 516.
So carry 1 and carry 2 are not very nice with that black mage of Tristles.
He's got the Masmoon going, rocking it. 5 hits, 394. So that was a nice hold cast on Chaos.
Man, I was laughing so hard when I saw that go off, and then you just get plowed for 1200 damage after that.
It was like the perfect setup to it, because the hold went off, and then you swung with this powered up Massa, and when you can't defend yourself and can't evade, well, Massa just kind of shined.
Wish it would have been a zap.
Why didn't you zap him? Jeez.
Still owe Minochi a zap, so I'll do it sometime.
Maybe the grand finals if you make it there. Hint, hint, cough, cough, wink, wink.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
So Tristal's making his way down in the Kraken floor.
But offering his black belt as a sacrifice to the Calamari.
Yeah, but his black belt is so much higher level. I mean, I did my job at level 1.
Yeah, but this black belt could be level 50. Kraken hits him, he's still going down. It's like taking... You see? 6 hits, 345. Gone. Tristal going all out on Kraken with the nukes and the Masmoon. Down goes Kraken. Good on Tristal to finish this seed out too as well. Props to him.
Exactly. He's finishing it out. And for everybody, I just want to remind people, tomorrow at 9 p.m., Crab Cakes, the undefeated, up against Lord Fizzlebeef in the first game of their best of 3. The Wilminati, Will Bloodworth, and Will Cleosis are commentating in that. So make sure to come by and check them out. They are amazing. Black belt with the Zeus gauntlet for 15. Wall comes out. Lit 2 by Tiamat. That's just chip damage. Fast. Massa swing. 10 hits, 533. Not as good as Zaps, but still did work. So Tiamat had less than 600 health.
So Spellzapp, what's your who would you not want to see of who's left? And who would your preferred matchup be, do you think?
Well, I gotta see Shadow Walker. But as far as on the other side of things, you know, obviously I gotta say Crab Cakes, I need you to lose to Tyrannex. Or rather, hold on, Tyrannex is still... Oh, there's the Final Four isn't there yet. It's
the Tyrannex and SVJ.
I want SVJ.
Crab
That's
Cakes.
what I want. I want SVJ in the finals. I'm calling them out right now, dang. SVJ, I'm coming for you.
He's got to get through Tyrannex first, then Fast comes off. Quadox from Chaos. Wall. Zeus Gauntlet for 29 damage. To do the hold, I hear it works. Tempers going out by the Black Mages. The Knight is getting his defense up. He even walls his meat shield, the black belt, or the master.
Black belt using that heal helmet to maximum effectiveness. So he's just going to temper up the fighter and nuke and hopefully make pudding out of Chaos here with the Masmoon.
10 hits, 958. That is one tempered up, sharp Massa.
One more swing ought to do it. Oh, Chaos with Tornado, but the Black Black Belt is still standing. He's a lot tougher than you were, dang.
I did my job. I took my dirt nap.
Get your GGs out in chat, folks. Tristal finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 38 seconds. We should be able to get him in here shortly.
Wow. It is crazy how the Fiends can, the first Fiends, carry 1, Tiamat 1, can, like, swing a match. Because we were worried about you, Spellzapp, there after that wipe, because you lost so much progress and so many levels. But you came back, and honestly, I think you played the better after that wipe of sorts.
I would say so. It sort of woke me up. Definitely woke me up and made me, put it to the pedal to the metal there.
It was interesting. You actually bypassed the defense sword. It was on that the volcano floor. Maybe before carry, you actually went into the room and you said, "Nah, I'm not checking that chest," and left.
I thought it was the one that was within the free chest, but messed up.
And GG Tristal.
Yep, GG's.
What did you think about that one?
I thought it went a lot better than the previous one for sure. I was feeling pretty good about everything, honestly, other than the wipe to carry 1, which really only cost me like 3 minutes. I felt like everything went alright.
Yeah, the real turning point was the fact that Spellzapp actually went to the waterfall before Ordeal.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know that that's, another 7 minutes or something like that, so he definitely thoroughly beat me either way there. So very, very nicely done, Spellzapp.
Hey, thank you. GG to you too.
I was just about to ask you about the. We noticed that you had saved after going to Onrak or Old Onrak, and you saved there, and we're like, the veteran move there. You saved there, you completed the rest of the quest chain, and said, "Nope, reset out and went to Waterfall." It saved you time, but unfortunately, that quest line was, or that quest chain line, or the fetch quest was just so long.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty neat move. It was pretty much 50-50 whether or not it would have the loot or the ruby, so I decided, I can wait to save, the rest of the way along the quest chain. There's nothing too lethal along the way, and if it doesn't work out, then I just reset and I'm already there, and I save a little time.
And as you had brought up earlier, it was interesting is both you and Spellzapp both kind of underestimated the Fiends. You went into the carry fight thinking you were going to win it. Unfortunately, the Black Mage gets obliterated right off the start. And it was kind of the same story that happened over on the Tiamat side for Spellzapp. The Tiamat did the same thing. Annihilates the Black Belts. No more Bracks are able to be tossed out. And he wiped. But unfortunately for him, he lost like 8 levels compared to your 3-minute loss.
Oh, okay. So did you just go full on Black Belt then?
No, so what ended up happening was I was already a decent level because I'd actually gone in and warped out after Mirage, and I took all the fights up to then warped out. So I was like kind of like 15, 16. And I was at like 23 or so when I got up to Tiamat. And then so after that, I said, okay, I know every single chest in Sky. I'm going to Sea. And then I went Mermaid side because I didn't want to die again to Kraken, which led me to the key. So I think it ended up being that I went to the right places after that is what saved all the time.
Yeah, I was actually really hoping that you had gone to Sky and checked a bunch of chests, because I didn't do that. When I found the canoe in Earth as the third loose item, I thought to myself, ooh, that might be, the one thing that helps me out here. Not having to full clear Sky, because that just takes so much time.
It's interesting you said that, though. The eye tile ended up being the probably most common encounter, and that's the reason why he gained so many levels in that Sky place so early. But because of that wipe, I think it actually helped out Spellzapp on his routing. Like, it actually pointed him in that direction because of that wipe to Tiamat.
Yeah, because I think I would have gone Kraken side first if I had all those levels.
Yeah, and you might not have gone to Mermaids after you might have done some other checks first and then came back to Mermaid. So it's just one of those things where the wipe kind of, I don't know, pointed you, woke you up, sort of. But like I said, both of you started to play a lot better. Like Tristal, you were already playing well, but like after that wipe, you were a lot smoother of sorts. And Spellzapp did the same thing. He kind of woke up like, oh, hey, these fiends are actually can be dangerous, even with high levels.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a comedy of bad luck with the Black Mage getting hit with most of my nuke charges. If the Red Mage got hit, I would have killed Carry just fine. If the Fighter got hit, it would have been fine if it used Ink or whatever. So that was just really unlucky for Carry to roll and hit my Black Mage in the back row and have really high defense and have really high HP too, because I'm pretty sure I had done the requisite 600 damage by then. So yeah, just unlucky on Carry. But again, that was really only like 3-4 minutes I lost, because getting back down to Carry was easy because I knew there was nothing good in the chest besides the defense sword. So I could just route right to that, and it really didn't take too long to get there. I may have lost a level or two on the way, and that takes some time to get back, but not as bad as it looks at the first look.
And to be completely honest, your defense sword did not crit at all. It's got a decently high crit rate, and it was not critting at all against the Carry. I guess we'll kind of move this along here. Is there anything you kind of wanted to add with Tristal at this point? I think we've talked about the majority of it. The Temple of Fiends wasn't really too hard. I don't remember seeing Lich Head nuke first turn.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't even subject to that. Yeah, normally when TOFR is really easy, that tends to favor me, just because I usually go in at like the minimum required level. So if Chaos is really easy, and I can kill it at level 24 instead of level 28 or whatever, that's usually in my favor. But no, not this time. I think I was maybe like a minute faster in TOFR according to your notes. So, not really a big difference.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he got the nuke. Spellzapp was down to like 10 heal potions because of the amount of damage all of his light warriors were taking early on. So when he got the Chaos, he had like 10 heal potions left. So that was a concern. The first turn Lich nuke definitely didn't help him at all. But he got a nice hold on the Chaos, and then the next swing from the Masa for 1200.
It didn't actually matter though.
Still though, the hold is key.
That's awesome.
Seeing you hold Chaos was well worth it. But Spellzapp, anything you kind of wanted to add, and then I'll go back to Tristal here on that question.
Nah, I think they've heard enough of me for today.
Wait a minute. You are the upstart. You are the up-and-coming. You just managed to take on Tristal and beat him to move on to the Final Four, and you're going to tell me that you think we're tired of listening to you?
Yeah, I mean,
I think he just figures since he's going to be winning the finals, you're going to hear plenty of them, so why bother, to start now?
All right, fine. All right. Well, on that note, hey, Tristal, anything else you want to add on to this one? Because who cares about that Spellzapp guy?
And you're not going to the finals, so you can talk all you want.
Yeah, I'm honestly really impressed. I did not think I was going to get beat by 10 minutes on this one, so I'm looking forward to watching the restream and learning some things. Hopefully I can learn some new tricks here. Congratulations for sure, Spellzapp, and very, very well earned. Good luck in the quarterfinals against Shadow Walker.
Hey, thank you, Trisha. It feels good to to get past this round, and thank you for racing me here, and thanks to everybody for the comms, and thanks to everybody for showing to watch. It means a lot to me.
All right, and I'll also mention, since this is a completed match and we have a top 4 matchup now, I'm going to go ahead and roll the captain and walk the plank for the semifinals over on my stream soon after we close shop here.
You heard it here first, folks. We are going to have the first band and captain here rolled on Tristal's stream once we close up here. So go check that out for sure. Shadow Walker versus Spellzapp is our first matchup of the Final Four, if and when they want to begin doing that, or they could wait. the correct, Tristal?
Yeah, I know Shadow's schedule is a little wonky, but I just like to get these out there so we can just try and make it easy on all you tournament staff to make sure you're not all worried about how the scheduling is going to go. So just get all the information out there as soon as it's needed and let people take care of it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I would just like to also welcome you to the Crescent Lake with all of us. We were doing sewing projects there as we handed out our newly the ribbon that we handed out to you guys. Just got done, actually. Edgeworth was the designer of those ribbons.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to party. Sounds awesome.
That's right. That's right. And Hanger Canuck, you want any last words?
Nope, I'm definitely sure the people are tired of hearing me, so I'll just end it with have a good night, folks.
That's impossible. That is impossible, Suitcase. We enjoy your talking and your ability to take down Carrie with a silver dagger on a black mage. But with that, I am Dangwoo. I was joined by the Hanger Canuck, aka the Suitcase. Danny383 was our tracker. She was in the background rocking it out, keeping us honest. So we appreciate you all. Random Mania, thank you. Bakirdo, who was helping us out to get set up. Thank you. You, the fans, make this enjoyable, at least for me, for sure. And I know the Hanger Canuck enjoys talking to all you during the broadcast. So
I sure do.
That's right. So on behalf of the Woo and Wheels, Danny383 and me, you guys have a great night.